So, what will happen in a day? One day? So, what will happen in one day? That I know, who claims I know real self, that I know will merge into the real self. Where you are at the center. Where is the common point, common denominator in all the six neighbors? Did you find it? It is consciousness, it is awareness. Did you see that? It is chit. We say in Sanskrit, pure consciousness. When we say chit, it means absolute existence, consciousness, bliss, common denominator. Now you will awaken. Oh, that is what you are saying. That in all the circles, it is nothing but the projected consciousness. Oh, the mirror was reflecting its light inside the home, inside all the six neighbors. The something will happen to you. Oh, yes, I am there. You'll become speechless. That is the journey of self discovery, Eastern wisdom, yoga, tantra, meditation, mindfulness. You can add lot of stuff. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Bring your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences. We will share our experiences now. But before that, just to give you my agenda, I can say when I was young. Do you see Sunita? So she introduced me to her master. So her master was enlightened. My agenda was in the mind that I must meet him, must meet him. So she took me to her master. So what did I realize? There is no difference between my master and her master. They are essentially one. Center is only one. Circle may be many. Yes, how are you, Brandy?
I'm doing really well. I didn't want to come out today. I didn't want to finish my meditation. But at the beginning, it was kind of like, when you have a necklace or a chain that's tangled and you have to sit down and just start untangling so you can
Yeah,
get it free. That's kind of how it was for me at the beginning. But then once I got it all sorted out, it was really peaceful.
good,
And yeah.
good. Yes, short out. Yeah, you even need not to short out. Just become aware. It's a circle. I'm not there. How are you, Christina?
Good morning. Thank you for that. That was wonderful. I have been catching myself being caught on a thought and trying to let it pass. And I was absorbed into one loop, but just letting it be there and just listening to you is a great practice for me to just process stepping away from that thought. It's
Good,
been
good,
causing me a lot of
good. So, yes, that is good. How are you, David and Jerry?
That was wonderful. That was a very different experience. Couple of things. It felt like my body was just like, it was like I was in water, fully supported from everywhere, and just like there was just freedom. Early on in the meditation, I had a silhouette of the earth from afar with silhouettes of the continents. And
Wonderful.
towards the end, I started seeing that go away further and further and further, and just then bright light.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's what, it should happen. How are you, Jerry?
So great. The experience was settled right into that space. And as you were talking, it was clear that this space was separate from all the circles.
Yeah, all this.
Yet the space was in the circles.
That's good. That's good.
So
That's beautiful. That's another space was in a circle. Think over it, the way she expressed. How are you, Terry? Let me have Terry first. And then we'll go to.
Hello. I'm good. I'm very crazy here today, but I just tried to keep myself.
What is crazy here today?
Oh, we have people.
I lost you, your voice. Crazy today, you see? Crazy outside the world, that is the sixth neighbor. What I have to do with the sixth neighbor? The mind is projecting there. It's awareness. It becomes the mind, and that causes the problem. That
Terry,
is
you're
what.
muted.
Yes, Terry has muted herself.
I accidentally muted. I just tried to keep flowing with whatever was happening and just keep going with the lesson and not think about, oh, this is happening. Oh, I don't want this to happen, or I shouldn't be doing this, or I should be doing that. I just did what I did, and it just tried to keep my ear to the lesson, and whatever my body and the rest of the house was doing, I just didn't worry about it.
Good, good, good. Keep your only one agenda alive. Leave the rest. How are you, Sam?
I'm really good. I have been, I spent the meditation in a light state of thinking, trying to understand the difference between the last two neighbors that you mentioned, which is the intellect and the ignorance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and assume that our discernment is the ability to understand where we're thinking from our intellect versus our ignorance, right? Because I've noticed a lot of people lately in my life that I speak with are speaking in an attempt to speak from their intellect, but they're speaking from an ignorance or the Maya or whatever. So a quick example is that I have a family member who drinks a lot, and we get on the phone and he's always drinking. And when we talk and I say, have you thought about trying to live life without that mask on, without drinking? And he says, oh, I know that's what I need to do.
Drinking is happiness. Happiness is drinking.
Right, but I just don't do it. And I said, have you thought of going to AA or speaking with someone? And he says, there's nobody that can tell me what I don't already know, and that I just need to do it. But he does not change what he's doing. So that is the ignorance, and that's a lack of discernment, right? Is that?
Yes, yes, you are getting there. It's a very
Okay.
clear understand. You trigger those people if they are near and dear ones and if they listen to you, but don't expect. If you start expecting, it means it is not discernment, it is not dispassion. Just throw the idea. That is very good, but pay attention to yourself. You have to find your own center. You need not to help others find their center. Your family member has already found a good center, drinking. I had one guy in New Jersey who has been drinking, so it took about a year in a private lesson that he left it. And then I told him that now once you start leaving, so he started decreasing the drinking habit. So I said, whatever the money you spend, you keep in your bank account, and I will take it after a year once you leave it. So he saved about $3,000 to $4,000. I said, no, I'm not interested. I just wanted now use that money for your son, because he was struggling with the college fees in the New York upstate. So you trigger only. You don't. That's what I say. It is you have to learn. You have to change. So I pass on this wisdom. How are you, Stephen? And then we will have.
I'm very good. Thoroughly enjoyed the lesson. It brought more clarity to this journey. And taking the lesson, the first part of my meditation was my contemplation of your lesson, and immediately looked at myself as this really small spot in the middle of this peace and happiness. And all the circles that you talked about all have this area to it. And if you add up all the circles in the area that each one of those have in part of my life, it leaves me with this little peace and happiness.
Good.
And so to me, during the meditation, each step that you took us through, from the neck to the head and the neck, to the shoulders, to the arms, to the legs, I then understood the idea that the goal is to remove those circles. Will always exist, but I need to remove the area of those circles and them just become lines. And as I understood that center, that of peace and happiness inside of me, just started to grow. And the space just got bigger and bigger. And what I saw was this peace and happiness surrounded by just circle lines that had no relevance to or effect on that peace and happiness.
What a beautiful explanation, Stephen. To add this, the time comes we realize that very center is everything. Nothing exists except that center. The rest are only projections. So we'll come to that. How are you, Vaibhav? Then we have Kate and Sunita and Ashok. Yes.
Sir, while go through these circles, at the time of reaching to that ignorance part, it feels like that now my mind is trying to release the body, the breath, and I'm reaching to an infinite space altogether. So
Beautiful expression. Yes.
And I also realizing that my mind is not ready to leave the body and the breath, because there's a conflict over here that I cannot connect to this thing. So coming to this again ignorance part, I realize that P should be my nature, and then it makes me calm at that time.
Yes, that's another point that is very important. The moment that me and mindness with these 6 neighbors are gone, you are already at peace. Because when I learn this is I am the body. Body is constantly changing. Health and the sickness are dynamic states. So when there is a sickness, I'm suffering. When there is a health, then I'm projecting the pleasure. Look at it. That's a beautiful point. How are you, Kate?
Being in the awareness.
How beautiful, beautiful. Sunita.
सा सर रिलैक्स्ड, लेकिन आज मेरे से आपका कुछ छूट रहा था बीच में।
क्या टूट रहा था?
मुझे नहीं पता, छूट रहा था जो आप कह रहे थे।
अच्छा, टूट रहा था।
छूट रहा था, मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे नींद आ रही थी कि मैं
Okay. She's honest. She's saying that she was feeling sleepy during the practice of meditation. So you see that that's what these are the obstacles of the meditation. And it comes from the mind. So once we release that, the thing changes. Very good. So don't forget, I never forget, Sunita. My agenda was to meet your master, and we went there together. He was also a great master. So how are you, Ashok?
Sir, I'm good and getting more clarity.
Getting more clarity. Now I can see the smile on your face. Good.
Thank you.
Who is your honey with reference to 6 neighbors?
Center.
Huh?
Center.
My goodness. So you have to think of it. I'm not answering that. So that is all. Thank you very much. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll meet again next time. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.